Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Meditate Monday. Today's June 30th, 2025. And I am super excited because it's like a new year because we start a new quarter. We are entering the third quarter of 2025. The year is half over. And so today we clean the slate. We let go of last quarter. We are going to assess what we achieved, what changed within us, what results we got. We're going to assess what we could have done better, because with assessment comes growth. And then we're going to revisit our vision, our 3-year vision, that vision that we did back in January. And for those of you who are new since January, don't worry, because we're going to just go through that little process. It's really important to have a big vision of the future. And 3 years is like the perfect amount of time to look towards. It's not too far away. And to me, I can see myself in 3 years with all the growth that I'm working towards and all the things that I want to make happen. And then we are going to choose our 90-day goal. We're actually going to write down a few goals, but we're going to choose one main goal to focus on for 90 days. And we'll do we're going to do a little meditation exercise to kind of bring us into the present moment. We're going to do a lot of writing. So have pen and paper. If you don't have pen and paper by your side, make sure you grab it. I want you to use pen on paper because you get better results. Answers kind of flow through you more easily and more truthfully when you use pen on paper. Some people say it's because the hand is an extension of the heart, and your hand is what's writing. There's a lot of science that backs up that handwriting your goals helps you reach those goals more easily than if you type them or put them in a digital device. It's really interesting stuff. So before we go into our assessment of what we accomplished in the last 6 months, the first half of the year, I had a thought when I woke up this morning, and the thought was, it's funny, sometimes words pop into my head, and I used to ignore it, and now I pay attention to it. And I don't know if this happens to any of you, but sometimes you're just either just waking up, or you're in the shower, or you're driving, and like a statement will pop into your head. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but this morning there were 2 words popped in my head. Stop fighting. And I thought, what is this message for me? And, so I started to really ponder it. And when I think about it, I think about my whole life and how I've been fighting everything. I've been fighting my circumstances. I've been fighting the system, the government, fighting against the IRS, wanting too much of my money, the naysayers, the people who say you can't do this, you can't do that, fighting against the fine art world. Just you think about all the things that you have this battle with. And the fighting is so exhausting and demeaning. And and I just thought this, what if I just dropped the fight? I don't fight against anybody. I just am. I just do what I want to do. I just go with the flow. There's nobody to fight. There's nothing to argue about. Gosh, how much easier would life be? So I'm going to really think about that all week for myself. And any of you that want to, you can kind of borrow that. But I'm going to drop the fight. I'm going to drop all the fights. No more fighting. No more going against the grain. I just am who I am and I do what I do. And it's okay if some people don't like it, and it's okay if, like with Drew's art, it's okay if some people say it's not real art. There's nothing to fight about. They can have their opinion. I surrender. I surrender. Okay. So I'm going to move on to assessing how the last 6 months went for you. Now, grab your pen and paper, and before you grab, I'm going to give you a few things to write down. I have three questions for you. But before I ask the questions, I want to invite you right now to just close your eyes, and we're going to clear our minds. And we clear our minds and we become present so that the answers that we write down are truth, not just what we think they should be. That's why we do this little exercise every Monday. So just keep your eyes closed for a moment. And I want you to take a deep breath and notice the air flowing in through your nose. Breathe in deep through your nose. And then blow it out of your mouth very slowly. Do that again, and as you breathe in through your nose, can you feel the air flowing in to your nostrils? And then as you blow it out of your mouth, notice how your belly moves with the breath. We're going to do that one last time. And this time I want you to imagine as you're breathing in, you're clearing things out. You're clearing your mind as you exhale. And now just breathe normally for a moment. And imagine that you've left all thoughts, worries, and concerns outside of the door, on the other side of the door. And for now, you are here, fully present, with a clear mind, a clean slate. Okay, now open your eyes and grab a pen. And the first thing I want you to write down number 1. Write down a number 1, a number 2, and a number 3. And I want you to write down 3 things that went well for you, 3 things that went right for you in the last 6 months. And it can be anything, doesn't have to be about art or business. Three things that went well. Could be 3 things you did well, or 3 things, good things that happened. And Now the next thing I want you to write down, 3 more things. Number 1, number 2, number 3. This is a new topic. How did you change in the last 6 months? 3 ways that you changed. Did you create a new habit? Did you drop an old habit? Did you give up drinking or sugar? Did you complain less and plan more? Did you learn something new about yourself or about business? There are a lot of ways you changed in the last 6 months, and I want you to identify just 3 of them. And if any of you are really fast at this, if you want to share in the chat 3 things that went well, or 3 ways you changed, or you can do both. I'd love to read what some of you have experienced, so I know where you are. You know, I'll share something about myself. Well, I'll wait. I'll wait until the end because I don't want to break your concentration. Okay. The last thing on the assessment I want you to write down is write down one thing you could have done better, or something that could have worked out better for you that you will learn from. So, and also write in the chat if you're having trouble with any of these questions. Okay, I'm going to share. Ren said, ways I have changed. I created new habit of manifesting, complained less, and planned more, and learned ways to improve my art. Bravo. Complaining, by the way, complaining about anything just holds you back in every way. If you have the habit of complaining, really work on that. And I'm guilty of it too, and I'm so much better than I used to be. Instead of complaining, take action. And if you can't change whatever it is you're complaining about, just let it go. Let it go, because complaining isn't going to change it. It's going to make it worse. Oliver said, things that went well. First 3 months achieved my goal of 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. Oh my gosh. Oliver, I am blown away. That is not easy to do. Sold 2 paintings for $10,700 and sold my first manifestation coaching. Amazing. Leslie was kinder to herself, thinking more positive and working more consistently. That's how she changed. And let's see, Diane starting a list of things that went well, so I'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so I'll just share something that I changed within myself. I've always had this horrible fear and anxiety around medical anything. And I had to get gum surgery. And I really had to do some mental gymnastics to have the courage to go to that appointment and get it. And I did all these things. I meditated a lot, and I got control of my mind without drugs. and I healed really quickly, and I've been changing the way I see surgery, the way I view, medical procedures. I'm opening my mind to it more. And so when I went to a doctor's appointment last week, it was the first time in years that my blood pressure went, when they take your blood pressure, that it wasn't sky high, that it was normal. And that's when I realized I've changed this about myself. I've transformed my anxiety around medical stuff. So I'm really proud of myself for that. That was a big problem I had. Okay, so one thing that I want to do next, it's really important that we stay focused on our big vision. And I use the 3-year vision because I think it's most believable, easier for us to wrap our heads around. 10-year vision is just too far out. I'm going to be a really old lady in 10 years. I'd rather think in terms of 3 years. So let's take a moment. Now, a lot of you have been with me since we did this in January. It's really important to revisit your big vision and really revisit it often, because when life gets tedious with us doing completing our goals, like our monthly goals, our 90-day goals, our weekly goals, when things get hard, if we revisit our big vision, it just helps us stay emotionally attached and helps us stay on track. So that's what I want to do right now. I want to revisit our 3-year vision. And if you didn't do this with me in January, well, you're going to do it now. So let's take a moment to think about, where do you want to be in 3 years? And I'll share my vision just to give you an idea of what I'm looking for if you don't know. My 3-year vision is that I am an international best-selling artist, that not only the book I just finished has gone international and is translated into a dozen languages, but books that I'm going to complete in the next couple years. And I'm traveling the world always first class. I always travel first class. And Drew is by my side, my lovely husband, Drew. Together, we're traveling, we're doing speaking engagements, and we're inspiring and helping people all over the world with our message of hope and miracles and self-empowerment. That's my 3-year vision. So let's think about your 3-year vision. Before you write anything down, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. Again, close your eyes. And let's take a deep breath in. And blow it out of your mouth slowly. Do that one more time. In through the nose and out through the mouth slowly. Let's get into a little playful state of mind. This is a playful experiment. I want you to imagine that there is a giant TV screen 6 feet out in front of you. And it's so big that it fills your entire vision. And I want you to see a movie start to play on this screen. And the movie is taking place 3 years from now. And it's you as the main character. Your dream is being played out, your big dream of what you're working towards. Where are you? And who are you impacting? Who are you collaborating with? Who is enjoying your work? How is this scene being played out? Let your imagination just kind of go big. What have you completed? What big project? What have you become known for? Keep your eyes closed, and I want you to put a smile on your face so that your body and emotions follow. And I want you to connect with what it feels like to have accomplished and achieved becoming who you want to be 3 years from now. And visualize on that big screen what that looks like. What are you wearing? What are you doing? Who are you with? Where are you in the world? Now see if you can stretch your imagination a little bigger and add a couple exaggerated details. Very exaggerated. And can you stretch it a little bit more? Now I want you to let that screen go blank. And take a breath. Blow it out. Then open your eyes and write down your 3-year vision. And write as much detail as you can about who you are, how you're acting. Have you gotten over a fear of public speaking or of posting your art or of trying a new medium? Have you created a masterpiece or written a book? Have you met one of your heroes? Have you made big change in the world? Help the world. Help people, help animals, the environment. And when you're finished, I want you to share just a short, like 1 or 2 sentence. You can go bigger if you want, but I want everybody on here to share a summary of your 3-year vision. I want to see everyone in the comments, in the chat. It's really important to know where you're headed so that you can get there. And what we just did, closing our eyes and visualizing, that's what high-level athletes do. All the athletes, Tiger Woods, he spends hours visualizing, putting that ball in a hole-in-one. All the Olympic athletes, they spend hours and hours visualizing them winning the gold medal. And that's what we should do on a regular basis. And that's why we meet every Monday. And that's why we revisit our goals. As redundant as it feels sometimes for some of you who have been with me for a long time, it's what works. It works. Those of you who show up over and over and over again are the ones that are making things happen. And even you feel like it's not fast enough, but it's still faster than if you weren't doing this work. So it doesn't matter how slow you go. It only matters that you keep moving every day, every week, and you keep that vision in your mind. I have been saying for 3 years, I always fly first class. It's a silly little mantra. Now, do I always fly first class? No, I don't. But I do quite often, more often than I used to. And I just recently got an influx of points on my frequent flyer program. And Drew and I are flying first class tonight, actually. We're going to the East Coast. And I used my points. I didn't pay for it. And I want to get to a point where I always fly first class. So it's not happening overnight, but it is happening more often than it used to. Oliver said he saw himself financially free, traveling with people I love. Yeah, Oliver, you're already... So what's funny about this, it's once you get this vision, you start doing it. You start saying, oh, I always fly first class. Well, I've got all these points. I could get real practical and save them for another trip to pay for a coach ticket. But no, I always fly first class. So I'm going to fly first class. I'm using my points for that now. Danny said, I have a beautiful home inland with lots of trees that overlooks the river. I'm successful and highly demanded muralist that gets to travel somewhere new every week. My kids are happy and we bond every day. I have a mentoring program for teenagers in art. I have a fat savings account. So, Danny, I love it. This vision that you have is not only 100% doable, but you can right now, I don't know where you are with your savings account, but just as an example, start putting money into a new account that you never touch, and you automatically have a certain amount just transfer in, and it can be a small amount, but that's how you start moving towards that. And so it's the little things we do every day, every week, every month, every 90 days that take us to that big vision. It's consistency. And I know we're going over today. I usually try to take Minditation Monday, keep it at 30 minutes. But because we're starting a new 90-day goal, which we're going to get to next, it's going to take more time. And it's worth it to spend more time on this. So I hope you're all okay with us going over. Esther says in 3 years she's traveling the world photographing rare and wild horses. Oh, that's beautiful. Esther, have you ever been to Assateague Island? I'm going to be right near there tomorrow. Actually, my sister lives near there, but there's wild horses everywhere. It's amazing. And it's beautiful. It's in Delaware or Maryland. I don't know, it's right on the line of Delaware and Maryland. And Esther sees herself giving conservation talks about her work and creating workshops around the world. So Esther, my recommendation to you right now is to set up your first talk. Right now. The summer is a perfect time. Contact some place where you want to do it. And maybe start with a really small audience and just do your first talk and make it a 20-minute talk. That's it. That's all it has to be. Put it on Eventbrite. Let people know about it. And you just start stepping into that now. Step into your big goal right now. You step into it. Hannah said Assateague Island is in Virginia and Maryland. Yes. Wild horses come right up on the road. Yeah. Andrew sees himself being centered, peaceful, and energized with a solid business and an interested, invested audience. He has stability, savings, and security. Also teaching art classes for kids part-time. Found my place in this world. Fran is living where she loves with a beautiful studio, traveling the world, working with other artists and workshops. I help wildlife with the many sales of my art. Oh, it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Michelle Powell says 24 archetype paintings for exhibition in France. Healing and helping people realize wholeness through the art of being. And portraits. And wait a minute. And portraits. I do for them. Too big? No. Not too big. No, it's not too big. It's just right. So enough abundance to only be doing this. No more corporate job. Love it. Very, very doable. All of it is very doable in 3 years. As long as you stick with your vision, write your vision out over and over again. If you can get in the habit of starting every day with writing your vision and adding more details to it and allowing yourself to have fun with it. Don't take it too seriously. Have fun. Enjoy it. Get into the emotion of the great feeling of it. And then remember to take action steps. So the action steps is the 90-day goal. We are all here today starting a fresh slate for these next 3 months. And for those of you who are new, a lot of what we do with the planning is based out of this book called The 12-Week Year. And the entire premise of it is, if you set one big goal every 12 weeks, also known as 90 days, also known as 1 quarter, you can accomplish 4 big things in a year, which most people will set like 20 goals they're going to do for the whole year, and then they really accomplish nothing big. So what kind of goals do we want to set? Well, we want to set our 90-day goal should be something that's going to move the needle, up level you in some way. So I'm going to give you some examples of a big goal that I want you to set for the next 90 days. Having an art exhibit, giving your first public speaking talk, growing your newsletter list by X number of people, or doubling it or tripling it, creating a new series of artwork, building a new website, launching something new, writing a book. So those are examples. Those are examples of 90-day goals. And a lot of you already know what your 90-day goal is going to be, because I put it post. And so right now I want you to grab your pen, and I want you to write down 3 things that will impact your life. 3 goals that will impact your life, your art business, your career, that moves you towards your big vision, that 3-year vision. So write down 3 things right now. And if you are quick, share it in the chat. And the next thing I want you to write down, actually, I want you to circle one of those goals, the most important one, the one that will make the greatest impact on your life. And that is the one you will commit to for the next 90 days. And I do want every single one of you to write that in the chat, because I'm pushing you. So, now, some people have a real hard time making decisions. How do I choose which one? Sometimes it doesn't matter. You just have to choose one. Now, it doesn't mean you can't do the other 2. It means you are fully committed to this one goal, to completing it as best you can. So I want you to commit to one of those. Stephanie is going to build and create a set of videos, finish art set 2, and 30-day challenge or launch. These are in order of priority. Okay, so complete business build. I don't know what that means. Oh, website. Perfect. So you're going to complete building the website. Excellent. Esther's going to publish her Wild Hearts book. Okay. Excellent. This is exciting. You make sure you share that with everybody in the mastermind when it's finished. Danny's going to To help her vision, will commit to adding to a savings account every week with a percentage of my income. Okay, that's excellent, Danny. Excellent. And I recommend everybody do that. Everybody should be putting money in a savings account that they can't touch or don't think about. You can set up automatic savings. I'm going to talk about this a lot in another session. Because I think this is really important, the money aspect. But Danny, I want to invite you to, so that's an easy thing, right? I want to invite you to choose a 90-day goal that is more challenging than that. And do that. Leslie is going to share her story live. Okay, I don't know exactly what that means, but I am excited because I want to be involved in that. Make sure you share links or whatever with everybody in the mastermind. Diane is going to review the Illustrator software info and try things out to gain new skills. Okay, that's excellent. Ren is going to finish a body of work that she started last quarter. Barbara's going to work on selling 300 or more pieces of art online each month. Excellent. Oliver's $20K a month with manifestation coaching, moved to a nicer apartment, 10,000 YouTube subscribers. Woo, that's going to be big. Okay, Jamie's going to be in 3 festivals, art shows. I'm going to just run through these really quick. Thank you all for sharing this. Ren's going to work out details about workshops with the artist she plans to collaborate with, figure out membership details, and launch. That's a biggie. All right. Next, and we're buttoning this up. Stick with me here. Now that you know what your 90-day goal is, your one main 90-day goal, I want you to write out your 3 first steps that's going to be required. Now, for some of you, it might be to learn how to do something, or it might be to reach out to someone for help, or, you know, there's action steps. So your 3 next action steps to completing those goals. And those are your 3 most important things you're going to do this week, because we're going to start this quarter off with a bang. With a bang. I know, that's obnoxious, isn't it? Yes. Those are your 3 most important things that you're going to accomplish this week. And I want to remind you that success is really, I'm quoting, I think it's Woody Allen. I can't remember who said this quote. One of you will know. Most of success is just showing up. Or 90% of success is just showing up. That's it. That's the quote. So you're all here. You showed up. You did the exercises. You did the visualization. You know where you're going. Once we know where we're going, then we can get there. And with that, I'm going to end this session. I just want to remind you that on July 18th, we have Phil Roberts. He's the most gifted, talented, professional artist I have ever met in my entire life. The guy doesn't even have a website. He does a lot of work in Hollywood. Highly successful. Used to teach painting and drawing classes at Otis School of Art and Design. He's amazing, and I'm so grateful that he has agreed to be live with us to talk about oil painting, underpainting. He paints like Da Vinci. He is literally a modern day Da Vinci. So it is an amazing thing that we have access to him and his brain. So that's on the calendar. Um, Jill, a mastermind member, Jill and I are going to start a new book club thing, and I have the perfect book I want to do, and it's by Bob Proctor, and it's called You Were Born Rich. Any of you that are working on money situations, you want to be a part of this because it's very practical. It's a book that I have read about 5 times. And I don't know when we're going to start it yet, but we'll come out with that. Jill and I are going to work on that. And I want to really encourage you to show up to every live stream that you possibly can. Okay? Especially these Monday meetings, because it's how you're going to grow in an accelerated rate. And if you want to take it to a crazy level of acceleration, reach out to either me or Oliver. We are doing one-on-one coaching, and we have one spot open. We open a spot every month for someone new to work with us directly. Okay, with that, I'm going to end this session. Have an amazing day. Having a great, for those of you who live in America, 4th of July is this week. Be careful with those fireworks out there. Protect your fingers. You need them for art. And I love you all. I'll see you next week.
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
See ya.